Welcome back to my channel. I'm Beth Morgan, the Poor Valley Princess, and I thank you for stopping by my channel once again. Today is actually the second video on this particular subject. We are talking again about phrases and words commonly used here in the Appalachian Mountains where I live. Now, in my first video, I had so many comments left by different people all over the United States. But what struck me really funny was that I had so many comments left from Texas saying that they used many of the same phrases and the same verbiage, the same language that was listed in my first video. And so I found that very interesting. So we know that language does travel, as of course people travel, and it's fun to hear where these phrases and words are common and where maybe they're not so very common. I know that my friends who have moved into this area, especially from California and New York, specifically have some trouble maybe understanding some of our words, phrases, and even some of the diction that we use. So I thought we would share a few more today. Like I said, after I did the first video, I had so many people come up to me with words and phrases that they thought I should share in another video. So here we go. Here's a few of those words and phrases. Now, one of them, a friend of mine who just recently moved here from California, thought it was very funny that we call grocery carts buggies. She thought that was hilarious. She'd never heard that before. So a grocery cart is a buggy here. And let's see. She also thought this was a strange phrase, cooking up a mess of beans. Now what specifically is a mess? A mess of beans means you're cooking up enough beans for a meal. So that's a mess of beans. Another one, if you hear somebody say, "What do you allow?" What do you allow, I believe, is what that actually means. And they're asking you, what do you know? What do you know? What's new today? What's the news? What do you allow? That's a good one. Another one, and this one can be confusing if you've never heard it before, but if we say, "Oh, I don't care to," that does not mean we don't want to do it. It means we don't care to do it. We don't have bad feelings toward it. So if you hear us say, "Oh, I don't care to do it," that means that we're perfectly willing to do it. That one I know can be confusing if you've never heard it used that way before. If you hear someone say, "Well, I've never seen the beat." I have never seen the beat. That means they've never seen anything like that before. Here's a good one. If you hear someone say, "Could you wrench that out for me?" Could you wrench that out? Wrench that rag out for me. They want you to rinse it. Rinse. So wash it off with some water. Wrench. Wrench out that rag. Put some water on it and rinse it out is what that means. If you hear someone say, "Oh, I'm kin to her," that means they're related. So kinfolk, kin, that is someone who is related by blood. If you hear someone say, "Oh, I swan," that's another way of saying I swear, or it's just an oath. I swan. I swear. Or if you hear someone saying, "Is that burger any count?" They're not asking you to count the burgers. They're asking you, is it good? Is it any count? Is it any good? Here's one for the kids in the area. If you hear someone say, "I'd jerk a knot in her tail," that means that child needs a good spanking in that person's opinion. So if you hear a parent saying, "I'm going to jerk a knot in your tail," that means that kid's getting ready to get a spanking. If you hear someone say, "Oh, I'll be there directly," directly is a moment of time. Soon means I'll be there soon. I'll be there directly. I'll be there soon. Oh, here's a good one. Lawsy mercy. And that was one that my grandmother said quite often, Lawsy mercy. And that's just another way of saying, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Almost like a prayer. Lawsy mercy. Lord have mercy. Lawsy mercy. If you hear someone say, that milk has gone blinky or blanky, that means it's soured. The milk is old, it's soured. If you hear someone say, oh, he went clear to Fayetteville, that's a unit of measure of distance, clear to, all the way to, clear to. If you hear someone who is confused and doesn't know what's going on and they say, beats the heck out of me, that means they do not know what's going on. They have no clue. Beats the heck out of me. And here's a few more. If you hear someone say, well, if I had my druthers, that means anything else that they'd rather do. If they had their way, their opinion. Well, if I had my druther, if I had my way or my opinion. And so I'll leave you with this one today. If you hear someone say, good Lord willing and the creeks don't rise, that's just another way of saying if God goes with us and we all live and are happy and the creeks don't rise, we can get out of our driveway and get on the road and get where we're going, then it's going to happen. So I hope you've enjoyed visiting these Appalachian phrases with me today. If you have some that you think are special maybe to your area, maybe you live in a different area of Appalachia and you can think of some, please share them in the comments. That would be so fun. Or if you live in a different area and you use some of these as well, I would love to hear about that too. So please leave a comment. And as always, thank you for joining me today. Be sure you subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button. That sure does help my videos get out there to other people. And I appreciate your assistance and help. Thank you for joining the Poor Valley Princess today. I'll see you next time. Bye. Good Lord willing and the creeks don't rise.